Assalamu alaikum students. We are studying course organic polymer and the topic which is under studied is a synthetic polymer. Today we will discuss another example of the synthetic polymer is polyester. First of all, we will discuss the introduction of polyester. Polyester is a category of polymer that contain the ester functional group in every repeat unit of their main chain. Students, what we understand here polyester is a polymer in which each repeating unit having a ester functional group. So overall it said to be the polyester, and these linkages said to be ester linkage. If these ester linkage will be present in repeating units or repeatedly, then we said to be the name as polyester. In second point, it is a first condensation polymer studied by a scientist named Carruthers in 1930. Students, it is an important MCQs and we have already studied this point in our very first lecture when we were studied the history of organic polymer. So these 2 points are present in its introduction. Second, we will move towards its the preparation. Various techniques which are involved to produce polyester. The first technique is self condensation of hydroxy acid. Students, just focus on the words hydroxy acid. Mean in a unit there must be 2 functional group present. One is the hydroxy, another is acid, and these units will undergo to self condense. A small molecule will be released and it will polymerize to form a polymer named polyester, and in these polyester ester linkages will be present. So in first technique, self condensation of hydroxy acid, here is a unit having hydroxy as a functional group in one terminal, and other terminal are acid part, carboxylic acid is present. Overall said to be hydroxy acid. Another unit of hydroxy acid here, when it will undergo to self condensation, a water molecule H2O will be released and this chain will polymerize to form a polyester, where this oxygen and this R is a alkyl group, any carbon. So this carbon oxygen is a ester bond formation, this C double bond O, O R, this is overall said to be the ester linkage. Here students, C double bond O, O R, this is a linkage of ester, and when this ester linkage present in repeated units, then it is said to be the polyester. So it was the first technique which we used to produce the polyester. Second technique is condensation of the polyhydroxy compounds with polybasic acid. In this technique, we will study an example of the glycol with dicarboxylic acid. Glycol, any type of glycol, either we can take any journal glycol, mean in a carbon chain in both ends OH group must be present, or we also use their ethylene glycol. The main chain is ethylene part and at the terminal position OH group must be present. Here is a glycol in which central carbon and on both sides a OH group is present. It's a glycol and it's a dicarboxylic acid. Mean 2 carboxylic acids are present, here one, here second, it is a dicarboxylic acid. Now when the condensation take place between these two monomeric units, here is the glycol, here is the dicarboxylic acid, a removal of water molecule will take place. Here H from this side and OH from this side, and when this chain will created and a bond is formed which is said to be ester bond, C double bond O, O. This ester bond here and here, this ester bond will be present in the main chain in repeatedly form, so it's said to be a polyester. This was the second technique we ever used to prepare a polyester name. It's a polymer name polyester. The third technique is ester exchange. Students, here is a ester, here is a again glycol. Now R from the ester and OH from the glycol, when it will release in the form of alkyl alcohol, and the chain will formed and a ester bond will take place, ester linkage will take place, C double bond O, O and R. This ester bond is said to be ester linkage and this polymer is said to be the polyester. Another technique is ring opening of the lactone. Here is a lactone, this cyclic structure. Now we need to open this chain, this ring, and convert it into a straight chain. So we need to open it via initiator, and we are using here R as an initiator. When they attack this oxygen, this bond will be break and R, C double bond O, O. This ring will be open to form a long linear chain, and this is the C double bond O, O. This linkage is a ester linkage and is said to be the polymer name polyester. The fifth technique is alcolysis of the acid chloride of dicarboxylic acid with polyhydroxy alcohol. Here is a dicarboxylic acid which will undergo to alcolysis with acid chloride. This is a acyl chloride part, this is another acyl chloride, and it is a glycol. This is central carbon R and at terminal OH is present. When Cl from this acyl halide and OH from not OH and H from this glycol part, it will condense, release a small molecule in the form of HCl, and ester linkage will take place, and the polymer which is formed is said to be polyester. Next, another example is terephthalic acid and ethylene glycol. This is a terephthalic acid and this is a ethylene glycol. H from this acid part and OH from this alcoholic part, a water molecule will release and a polyester will be formed or produced, and here carbon, oxygen and oxygen, this ester linkage will take place. We will move towards its applications after studying various techniques. In its application, it is used to prepare textile fiber, wrinkle-free garments, decorative coatings and magnetic recording tape. This was the main applications or uses of this polymer polyester. So students, I hope you have understand these techniques and you enjoy this lecture. Kindly share your feedback. Thank you.